I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time? What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here. Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 Kilos.
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprint. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grâce? Thank you. You're right, Titus. There is no local drug trade because it's all controlled by you. You're the drug trade.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of...
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course. No, there aren't. Some little shit and his dad are doing speed. Who fucking who? The stuff's probably from Jamrock.
Whatever you've seen is peanuts. Look at the big picture, man. The place is a paradise. And all thanks to Hardy Boys.
Theoretically, of course. We're just talking politics here. My answer to your drug accusation is, how dare you? Go fuck yourself.
Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There are only 7 Hardy Boys here.
My answer is, fuck off. Mind your own business. There is no 8th Hardy. I run this goddamn scene.
And here we go. Back to the usual.
I know! Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat, he left 2 sets of footprints. Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all fours. Anything else you need to know?
Again, just get the dead guy's autograph, since you're here.
Good one, Titus.
About fucking time.
I've got nothing to say to you.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare?
Finally, time to choose sides.
Of course, Detective. Excuse me for implying otherwise.
The RCM does not pick sides in this. I hope it doesn't come off any other way.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt verm myself. However, if you felt like discussing something, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take. It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
Tell her she'll like you for it.
Yes, your disgusting necktie agrees completely. Let's gossip.
Oh. That's so helpful of him.
The lieutenant looks at you, and you can swear his jaw muscle. He's able to contain the anger and surprise.
Unconventional police officers sometimes lose their guns. They then go around and tell people about this, to gauge their reactions. It's all part of detecting.
Incredible. Simply incredible. And how is it going? Has this detecting produced a gun? Well, maybe he's not as helpful as you thought then. Is there anything else? A referral, you mean? I take it this was for someone in the RCM. Don't answer that. Oh my. A real door.
The lieutenant does not say anything, but you hear the nylon of his jacket rustle as he looks at you.
That's good to hear, Detective. Police work is rarely pretty, but it sounds like you did what you had to do.
Frankly, what was done was not pretty at all, but neither was it illegal, and it was not for nothing. I advise you to be very selective with what information you choose to share. This may have consequences beyond our line of sight.
Naturally, Detective. There are lighter topics to gossip about. Sounds like he has you running errands, Detective. A well-established dominance ritual. Where did he have you deliver it? Ah, yes. I've been meaning to go there.
With longing. Clear and simple longing. Strange. Why does she want to go there?
I should be. In my youth, I had a brief dalliance here in Martinez. He was an older man with impossibly broad shoulders. He's probably dead by now. Even his shack is long gone. Not that it matters. These buildings are all carbon copies of one another. Yes, I was slumming it with some girlfriends of mine. We had boats and... Don't hold it against me. My paramour certainly did not. Not overly so. It's not like this was the only place we visited. Me and my girlfriends from Azon with our shiny boats. Like reavers. We told ourselves we were the worst thing to happen to the coast since the Coalition landed in '08. Imagine. Yes, I'm sad I'll never have the time, Detective. I've always wanted a dilapidating fishing village.
She is more defensive about it than usual.
Full of ghosts and ancient memories. Has this errand yielded you any information? Of course, Detective. Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Until then, is there anything I can help you with? Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered? It doesn't really matter, and I do apologise for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this. In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I'm sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be. I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail. They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric, or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor. Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night. Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now. It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
It'll be all of them. The decision is already made.
It's not good, no. My only hope is that you provide a single concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, if you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
The Debarders have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a Hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty. These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. As I said, a bloodbath. It doesn't have to be like this. Nameless, badgeless officer of the citizens' militia. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation. Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell. They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil. Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenel. I have, and they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us. Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around, that the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place? And when?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him. That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor about a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
You meet her soon enough, you feel.
If you mean did I see him alive, yes. But I didn't. Lely, his service name, a nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. One is a man, Corty, they call him, a nickname as well. The other a woman, Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
What would you say was his eye color, the deceased's?
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
I can't remember.
That's all right, man. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
He was 40 or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age. Or
Indeed. This matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. What else? Nationality? Accent?
he was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian maybe. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it, through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once. They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes, ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting. You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbour gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise. The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant, but my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
That would afford a good vantage point.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at the ship's wheel. I hope I can answer it better. Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob. And
They don't report their progress to you?
not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative. It's a matter of days, not weeks. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask. Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
For about half a minute, in silence.
It was taken with a frigate not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars. I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent. Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travel. The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
Where is he now? An empire without an emperor.
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade. Do what you have to do, Detective. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security, but if you should wade into the mob to find out, I couldn't stop you.
We will be careful, ma'am.
Is there anything else I can help you with? Of course. I am sorry to... More lessons in basic reality? My favourite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything. The girl in the old lady rags. Ah, yes. Glad to have been of...
Gendarmerie, you found me.
It feels like a Friday. He seems to be in a good mood tonight. And his shirt is still unbuttoned.
Beautiful. So tell me, are you here to make things right again? Then I have some good news for you. My Sunday friend is visiting me tonight. I told him about you and he'd like to say hello. Step in. He's already waiting. That's nice, but I don't have anything to tell you. It's my friend you're looking for.
He takes another drag of his unfiltered cigarette and looks around. Downstairs, a cat crosses the yard, disappearing into the bush.
Besides, I've got to run.
He's going to leave you alone again. That's sad. Something tells you you're never going to talk to an individual this cool or mysterious ever again.
Just look at it. It's a beautiful night. Who's going to stay in on a night like this?
He's right. Only losers go to bed early. Time to break out the booze. A man on high heels stumbles out of a basement club, music blasting over the entire district. It's chilly. Something flutters in the corner of the lieutenant's mouth.
We'll talk. Just not tonight. Take care, all right?
Different, of course. Something so mysterious about the way he talks. Very.
He's barely holding it together. It's all he can do to keep from bursting out in laughter.
Come on, detective, let's go. We've got a potential witness to interview. His Sunday friend.
You have acquired the hat. Keep it.
His hands are clean and wet.
My name is Charles Vildrouin, and I am an official with the coalition government. I heard you talking to my friend outside. Very good. Super. I am here to assist you in any way possible. Ask me about the hanging. I got it from the head of the Samaran delegation on my trip to Lomantang. That's really all I can tell you about.
The lieutenant takes out his notebook and nods to you to proceed.
I'm sorry to say I did, officer. Because I did it?
He's clearly not a man accustomed to being spoken to in that manner, let alone...
Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw that night. It was so surreal to me, like in a play.
What do you mean, like in a play?
It was just so strange. I could barely comprehend what was happening. I was on the balcony when it happened, getting some fresh air. I remember that first they came in, carrying what looked like a body. And then I saw all the surrounding windows go dead. That's when I understood. I should not be seeing this.
Sounds like the victim was unconscious, or at least incapacitated. Interesting.
I couldn't see their faces well, and there were quite a few of them. But they were very loud and very Martinez. Let's just say that the laboring classes can get rather expressive with their profanity. I couldn't tell you exactly. Less than 10. Maybe 8?
The lieutenant sends you a sharp look at the mention of that number.
That's a giant you're describing. No, they were all quite human. As far as I went back inside.
Yes, back inside. Keep yourself safe from the killing.
Were you able to see anything from inside?
Officer, the yard was pitch black. There was nothing to see, but I could still hear their voices. They were threatening to kill that poor man. All men, I presume. But again, I couldn't see very clearly.
But we are fairly certain the lady driver...
It's possible, officer, but I cannot say with certainty. It was very dark, you must remember. I believe they were mostly white, though I believe I saw 2 Areopagites among them. And I am quite certain that one spoke with a Mesk accent. Well, that's the strangest part, officer. Nothing happened. It was odd. Eventually, their shouts died down, and that was all. There were no gunshots, no celebratory shouts, no anything. You're right, of course. That is what one is supposed to do in such circumstances. I was simply in shock. I'm afraid I don't have anything else to add.
About what time was all this happening, approximately?
All I can say is that it was late. No, I didn't see the corpse until the following day. Of course, anything I can do to assist the RCM. The coalition is only looking out for the price stability. The economy impacts the entire international community, which is why it... well, I'm renovating it. It is an interesting project. The building used to be a 12-story skyscraper before the cannons took the top 4 stories off. This, of course, happened when the coalition forces landed here. You could say I'm undoing some of the material... Whatever you wish, officer. My friend. My friend is a good young man. His family immigrated here from Kedra, and life has... How did any of us become friends? Bad things happening on the Insulindian Isola? Or, au contraire, it's how millions of people end up where they are, meeting the people they meet. It's how I came here. Kedra is a candidate member of APIS. That it's never going to happen. EPIS is a very special program developed by the...
God, yes. Sweet.
It was such a wild success that we expanded it into a supranational... You mean Revachol? It's one day going to be a candidate member of EPIS, sure. No, candidate members do become members. But we were talking about my friend here, not politics. Sorry, who? But I told you, officer, he's a bright young man here to pursue his education. Officer, you have to understand. I can't give you his... He's deeply enmeshed in the study. He's a truly free spirit. He likes all the arts. I'm just enjoying the view. Listen.
A baby is crying in the neighboring apartment.
No, listen. The Insulindian Bay. This place used to be a luxury accommodation before the revolution. Apartments, of course, were much bigger then. But the million real view stays. You can't take that away. My friend comes and goes. I'm sure you'll see him around. I'm all ears, officer. A moment. Officer, do you have everything you need from me? I'm afraid we won't have the chance to speak again once you leave. It's against diplomatic best practices for an official in my position to be discussing murders with local militiamen. And I'm pressed for time.
That's not the real reason he's so apprehensive. Men in his position shouldn't be seen loitering around in underprivileged young men's apartments in the middle of the night.
Sure, go ahead. It's a beautiful space.
Yes?
Trying to sneak up on me.
The speakers below are banged up and worth.
Everything's still cool here, officer. Me? It's a boring story, officer. Very cool. The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guarantee.
Wow, a very large red t-shirt. Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man striding toward you, a giant sword in each hand, encircled by burning embers. Behind him is a cluster.
Hell yeah, man. I don't usually carry printed tees, but this one was just pure exemplar. I wouldn't go so far as to say that I'm a fan. Most people don't think that the man from Yelm
Smells like worn cotton with a side of...
sniffing is okay.
You're not imagining.
I mean, even if
Okay.
you sound skeptical. Besides,
Very, very unique.
$2 real.
That's dirt cheap.
But why? I suppose that makes sense, yes. Please go ahead and take it.
A typical Martinez streetlight. You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. You see rows of toys. They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps.
This is what the loyalists look like, yes.
Which ones? Ah,
Big men on big horses.
Franco-Nigerian knights.
This set of soldiers is...
you're probably... I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win. Maybe. Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. The Koldima Madakwa. Sorry, I would never have guessed that you were that interested in ultrasonic sounds. Or birds for that matter. That's fair. It's been a long time since my cold... This was before. You know. I'm not sure. I wasn't even sure about our old recordings, which I no longer have.
Do we really have time for this?
This recording comes from down the coast. Keep in mind, I have to slow this one down enough to make sounds well over 200 kilohertz audible to the...
As the hum grows louder, modulating but always unnaturally uncomfortably low, there's a growing sense of dread. The sound is coming from inside you. He nods to you, reassuringly.
Gulls and skewers. But... shh.
That's it. The signal in the noise. The thin whisper. A low range of sounds is easier to handle with a focal point, but still troubling. You are mesmerized by the sounds, but also feel nausea welling up as the motif.
You know, now that I've listened to it on these new speakers, it's not the Koldima Madakwa. Wrong patterns, wrong photons. The Koldima Madakwa. That's fair. This was before. Cool or not, we thought we did. We got together. That really wasn't the point. Unfortunate.
Do we really have time for this?
All right. I doubt it.
The pawnbrokers.
Traffic. I'm sorry, officer, but I don't drive. Now that I think about it, I do remember hearing a thunderous noise the other night. Some kind of powerful electric vortex hitting the shop.
That sure narrows down our list of suspects.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I didn't really know what to make of it, but sure thing. Maybe. Shady looking guys came in here. They went their way. It was a...
Maybe Claire really is tracking down your gun.
Sure, man.
Someone.
What? Sold? The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another. Alert.
Sure, man.
Descent has temporarily halted, but you will fall again.
I think this racist is better than...
That is...
These cops are just jealous, Shanda.
I am not the hardy manlet. Now leave me be.
Welcome to Frit.
What's that magazine she's reading?
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but a warehouse. I don't know. Maybe.
She scrunches up her face.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay? I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there. Not really. No. I didn't know him at all. I don't know, really.
No need to worry.
Okay. Uh-huh. Because Frit has an army.
She blinks at you, confused as to why.
Yeah, like 2,000 or so. I don't know. It stops people from robbing Frit.
Businesses often hire private security this side of the river.
Okay. What do you want to know?
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says,
No. You need to...
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays.
Saint Baptiste. Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutical.
A colourful display.
Again, I'm obliged to inform you.
It's you again. What is it? A witness? You ain't got shit. The locals would never come to you with this.
That's just contacted status. Next, he's gonna tell you what.
Well, let's...
He's not alarmed by the sudden appearance of a witness, but he is surprised.
It's like you said, Al. Copper's coming up with this on the spot. There is...
I've seen this shit a million times, Titus. Fly fishing. They are desperate. Tell us, Copper, what wacky claims did he make?
It's you assholes that feel the need to go.
Yeah, it's like they put cowbells on you.
Arab guy?
Well, yeah. What is confusing you? Eugene, Theo, and Elaine were there, too. That means absolutely nothing.
It means the whole scene was long and...
What is this fella's problem?
Shanky. It's Shanky, right? I thought there's something wrong about the link.
You don't...
I know you are lying, Shanky.
Great witness.
Okay, maybe it doesn't feel like this did anything to them, but they have to be fretting a little. Everyone is afraid of wit.
Yeah, but...
Wouldn't want to beat up his grand...
Nervous, snickering. There's a rush of...
This is what happens if you take the...
Let them come. The Hardy Boys are right fucking here.
You heard the man. Right here. We're armed. We got the whole district behind us, and...
Yeah, a well-oiled murder machine.
The mood is on the rise. They're feeling confident, ready to punch out the whole Merc platoon.
Big fucking surprise. They hire psycho scum. We got weapons of our own. We got Ister 50. I guess we're gonna see, aren't we? Yeah, like you've been up against ceramic armor. You haven't even seen the whole suit, right? So are the local...
Yeah.
These people are trained military professionals.
No, they're not. They're uncoordinated and drunk. We know. What do you mean, okay? No, they won't. Get out of here with your negative...
All he means is that the situation...
No wonder you cops get shot to shit every day. Can't go to war with an attitude like that.
I've got nothing to say to you.
You see a heavy steel door.
Can I help you? Got the 20 real?
The breath catches in his chest.
Do you have money tonight? Then you really don't need a free room, do you? But you know what? You're in luck, because you don't have to ever pay me again. Really? I'm sorry, I think you misunderstand. Let me explain. I didn't say you don't have to give me any money at all. If you want a room, yes, you'll need to pay me, but you...
This isn't a fucking joke.
You want a free place to sleep? Fine. You've already unlocked your new room. The trash container outside is ready and waiting.
The lieutenant is paying. A new dimension of reality will open. It is not clear. All that is known is sleep in the trash and there is no coming back.
I don't care what you do. Sleep in the trash or pay for a room. I don't care anymore. You do that. If you can pay another 20 real, I'll give you the... Now, is there anything you wanted? Another thing. Great. I love those. Yes, and the phone company is taking its sweet time. Who told you that? Fine, yeah. It looked like someone had messed with the wiring. It was shortly after the hanging, but I don't know if it's at all related. Plenty of arse. If you do find out who cut the line, though, let me know, so I can forward them the repair. Oh, yes, that door. Yes. Yes?
The trash container stand. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste. The smell of rotten food rises up at you as you climb inside the trash container. The lieutenant averts. His gaze is focused on something nebulous in the far distance. With effort, whatever he may feel in this moment is locked.
Good night, detective.
He is as silent. Darkness engulfs you. The stink of rot nearly knocks you out. For a minute, you can smell cigarette smoke wafting in from outside. Then it is gone. This is where you belong. Disgraced cop sleeps in trash. A deranged law official was found sleeping in a trash container behind the whirling in rags. A hostel cafeteria in Martinez. Gart, manager of the establishment, had this...
Can I help you? Got the 20 real? Good. You got the room for the night, but remember...
How could anyone... The bed is still cold from the broke. The bed is still cold from the wind blowing in.
Here we are again, my broken bird. The waves are coming, carrying you away. But you can't go. No, you have to stay. You're not cooperating. Brother man, it's your disgusting body. Even through your sleep you feel a vague discomfort suffusing it. Your belly and your sides are unpleasant.
And there's a lot of it, ever present in your organs. It's like every one of them has their own nasty song to sing. Every cell in your body is moaning in agony, asking, what did we ever do to you?
Yes, your body is a system, and it's failing you because you're failing it.
There's no dignity here. Only reflections of your body mass. Flashes of the day. You're just stuck here, in the half-world. Could try looking at other people.
Oh, baby boy, you're already in the other place. There's no nourishment for you to know.
Maybe if maybe if you weren't so hard on yourself.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some greater awareness? Look at all these lights, blinking in and out of existence. Thoughts! You're just pretending that you're asleep. Even to yourself.
Let it. Let it.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe that shining sweat off as best you can. Gather your bearings. Rock.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned. This door as you hold the metal. Still, you should punch a fucking hole in it. The murmur in your ear. The woman in an RCM patrol officer's
I would really prefer not to talk to you right now. I'm definitely not the cavalry. I don't know. I mean, why would I want to talk to you? No, you haven't wronged me. Okay, fine. Let's talk. What precinct?
Fucking deranged lunatic.
I don't
say anything, Judith.
I'm just looking out.
You? No one. I'm just a man with sunglasses. And you are?
Yes. The policewoman who...
Something about the man with sunglasses and you.
You look like shit. And I don't mean that as a metaphor. Oh, don't be so modest. We're looking at several months worth of damage here. Kind of.
Oh, come on, Jean. It looks like it's been a rough...
It's not just this week. What you...
Okay, so this guy is cool. He stands there like a statue.
I'm not getting involved in this.
About what? You don't look like a cop. You know what you look like? I don't know. A sad stack of shit next to someone for... No.
No, he doesn't.
If I wasn't clinically depressed, I'd burst out laughing. But I don't...
Come on, Jean.
Okay, say...
Suddenly, out of nowhere, Case...
So, do you know who hanged him? I don't know. Why are you? Oh my god, there's more. Okay, why not? So, do you know who... Yeah, I can see that. I don't know. Oh my god, there's more.
You know what it is.
Oh, I definitely know you from...
Another life.
Yes, from another life. A different life. Maybe the life of a police officer belonging to the... To what station do you think you would belong in this alternate and totally fictional reality? Okay, that's plausible. That's entirely plausible. Somewhere good. Okay. Oh, no. You see, I enjoy...
This isn't helping.
Let's be crazy. Let's say you and I are partners. How's that for... Would you now, or would I be cramping your style? Never mind. Okay. How about you stop wasting my time? You're not going to believe this. Yes, sir. Just some regular boring motherfuckers in... Oh, it's you. Not even a little...
It's an urban myth about an officer who is so far under...
He's trying to protect you from...
Not...
It's a mere second, but it feels like you saw something. A gram of
Watch out for you...
That voice. So very familiar.
Oh, really? I wonder where. That's the where you remember me from? Okay, then. It's probably...
Okay, the man with the sunglasses and his hypothetical Station 41. There's something missing here. Something you can't put our finger on. You know what? Yes, just cross it.
Again? I'm going to say no. Just to see what you'll say to that. God fucking shit.
None of this is great news. Okay, I was clearly wrong. He is a firefighter, male nurse, animal control agent.
I'm not getting involved.
I'm going to say okay.
Jean.
Okay, I was clearly wrong.
Okay, why not? So, I don't know. Oh my god.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are.
Can I help you?
Hi, gendarme. Another rendezvous. I see you found yourself a little something from my wardrobe. Not bad. Not bad at all. You did? And how did you like him? I told you he can be very useful. I guess that's... He has keys. And he likes the view. Friends, I told you. Sunday that he won't be... It is. A visitor from the first world to his opportunities in Occident. Or is it just money? What about me, gendarme? Oh yes, let's see. He knocked on my door a few days after the lynching. I think nothing. That I didn't see any... What friend? No. Muscular. Handsome. Yes, but he was speaking to someone on it, just reporting back whatever I was telling him. Oh, let me think. He sounded vaguely Oranese. Sure. Admiring the atmosphere. What about you, officer? Convenient. But what are you doing here? Talking to me. You can keep it. I don't mind. I can appreciate beauty when I see it. Is it now? Well, bye-bye, gendarme.
Snow covers the white on blue police livery. Do something important? Something even at a standstill. Someone has waxed it recently.
No point in... Sure, go ahead. 130.
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there.
7.2.
Saying these words brings him...
Yes.
It's nice and all, but why so modest?
Sorry,
Lingo it up.
No.
Use bigger words.
Porno. That's short for pornography. That's a negative.
No one in the history of conviction. Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Just a moment.
10-4, come in, officer. Over. 10-4, sir. Sorry. 10-4. Orders. Roger that.
I saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble? It's that bad. Man, what should I do? Yeah, maybe I should just keep my head down and work on my rhymes while I can.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm. Ease into it. Don't go too far.
I'm okay, man. Just...
Maybe the full-on direct approach.
Looking for something odd?
Right to work!
Don't think so.
Suddenly, this feels like a really, really bad idea. Silence. He takes the photo. Hard as a stone. You see dead flesh.
Fucking loincloths. Really did him in. What it means. I can tell you what this one means. Only one. Our colonel is deep in the bush here. Deep in the fucking bush. He spent a month behind enemy lines, scouting kept villages.
With some strange emotion.
Our boy, he's only a captain then, but he knows how these men think. At dawn, he comes upon two kips, breeding in the bushes. We shot the boy. She was quite the entertainment for the week she lasted. God, drowned in a creek a week later. Spirits my ass.
There's a word on the tip of your tongue. Colorless, odorless. It's...
Fucking mask is getting sweaty. I want to take... No. You bet it was. It's just... nature. Go ahead.
All right. On the photo in your hand.
Free flow of commerce!
Don't talk to him any longer. Just eat
fucking fuck. How about you fuck?
Okay, of course.
The man's breathing steadies. A rusting control panel. You grab the handle and pull the lever up. The water lock starts moving.
All right, we can go to the coast now. Expect rugged terrain.
banged-up motor carriage lies half submerged in the icy water, slowly sinking into the It must be cold and lonely. The seawater has already started to corrode the metalwork. Remember the tire tracks in Martinez? This is where they will lead.
It appears to be so. I agree. We should definitely investigate.
You get a sudden sinking feeling. Why the doom and gloom? It's just a sunken motor carriage. The motor carriage is properly a single day in the salty seawater. The logo is too deep in the...
The ice hasn't closed around the vehicle yet. My guess is it's been here since...
Your mocking tone finds no response, but the motion of the waves.
Yes. Clearly. Let's wait for the low tide and see what's inside. I don't know. An hour or two, tops?
As you sit down in the old, rusty playground, the world around you becomes very silent. The hinges creak under you. Nothing but the sound of seagulls high above in the sky, echoing like distant laughter. Ice cracks.
Yes, it does. Let me think about it.
Spit flies from your mouth.
Raining heavily here, Chief. Mind keeping it down a bit?
The lieutenant must think it's rather funny. He smiled.
That's right.
With his lips puckered, that you hear the sound echo. The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a timepiece. Looks like this might take a while. Time to present a good topic for discussion.
I believe it's following a pattern.
Clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30.
God, I hope so.
Your voice echoes on the water, strange and out of place in the environment. 30 more minutes pass.
Detective, I've been able to make out the mark ever since we were...
Yes. Why haven't you?
It is a simple and rugged machine. Yes, 41. What do you think it stands for? A precinct, yes.
A massive pit opens up in your stomach, and the most terrible, you feel like you're about to faint. Oh God, Harry. No. Just nope. Say no to this, Harry.
I'm afraid so, yes. It looks like you started in front of the whirling, jumped over the canal, and then drove your vehicle in the sea right here. Yes. Let's go take a look.
Call the Mama Dakwa. It's not only your ear. A police badge on which you...
At least something good came out of all this.
Encased between two durable plastic sheets is a blue... You see a photo, and the man keeps winking at you with his green 8, maybe 10. What do you think? It looks better. Don't be fooled. The badge in your hand.
Harrier. That's long for Harry. So you are Harry. Evrard was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
He's not going to call you Harrier. The badge in your hands.
Lieutenant W. The lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below. The title of Yefreitor. There are many reasons. And sometimes...
Heavy-duty case-solving machine.
Décomptage is the hierarchical. The lowest rank is junior officer. Usually kings like satellite officers and the additional Yefreitor rank I already explained. You are given the title of satellite officer if your partner is quickly promoted through the ranks and you rise with him. You don't seem to be a satellite. No, I've been putting up with you because despite an unconventional approach, you are doing good police work. It matters more than driving your motor carrier.
He trusts you, for now. Such a small yet...
That's just the serial number. 4 months ago, a new badge usually...
The pain in the case created a lot of edge. A lot can happen in 4 months.
I remember that time!
Yes, it's a tough...
It's no one.
But then again, it's...
The badge in your hand shines as you... There's no way to listen to the tape without a working tape. But even just holding the tape makes you a pawn shop.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have Oh, welcome, please.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was... No, not you personally. I meant he was boarding, needed some help opening the door. Oh, the usual.
That's you, all right.
Maybe they are, because you're an ill omen. But I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park. Ah, look at me ramble on. Stay? That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack. I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM. Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the police.
Well, if you are not in the hostel in the morning, I'll know where to find you.
He's a little relieved you're not, should he? This environment encourages...
Just us. This is pretty much a non-place. Over there, you can find more of the same. Shacks and trees.
Between here and Jamrock, a dusty...
An old military hospital and its surroundings. After the war, it was turned into... Now the area is crisscrossed with... The goodwill ran out. The staff left. Well, there's Lillian and her kids. And then there's the drugs. Not a pretty sight. Sooner or later, you'll see for yourself. Here, for you, no officer. The only...
Under carts, boats, in little boxes. She nods, rinse...
Not much. There's the abandoned church. Some things just don't fly, officer.
So...
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening. Crime.
She's not telling you all she knows. Keep her talking.
Well, there's that music. Music from across... And now, suspicion. Before you get to the church, I don't know exactly. A pre-war of note? The old fish market up on the... No one. That's... Now? What? You're one of those real estate people with big plans? Used to be a supply depot. We think. Sending... And now you know everything there. Me? No one. Just now it's your turn, Mr... Quite a handle you got there. So many titles.
The scruffy-haired little... The other one looks indistinguishable from it. The kids don't reply. The stone-kicking one...
He looks just like me.
The boy doesn't. The rock kicker would...
You're bad with kids. Maybe I am. Now...
These are some wonderfully regular pants. Mm-hmm. I know you do. You're a little more moralist now, buddy. Makes sense. The worn and beaten wooden planks.
You can revisit the bench,